I ain't got nothing to do with that.
Good.
Y'all say call me. I ain't got nothing to do with that.
Good.
You know, this is Ken. He said that's Ken Scott and Chris Crane.
Why the heck?
Wow. $100,000.
Wow. For what?
Right now, I don't even know. They told me that I locked them out of the building, changed the locks. I didn't lock them.
You didn't do that.
The city of Flint did that. They had locked the damn building. What I'm talking about?
That cousin said they ain't got shit to do with it.
They Reggie said I ain't got nothing to do with that.
Good.
Yeah,
but you know, when they filed it, I went to the attorney, the Flint attorney, general, not the attorney general, the head of city attorney.
Yeah,
he told me, he said, don't let them get a defaulted judgment, because that's the only reason why I see they filed that against you. If they get a defaulted judgment, then Ken Scott gonna be crime, bloody murder, trying to collect. You know, if you file something that crazy, the average person just throw it in the command. Man, the city did that. Fuck y'all, you know. But I had to respond. I had to respond, or they was gonna get a judgment on me.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? That makes sense. So I had to pay a lawyer. A lawyer wanted $5,000. I said, I'm not finna pay no $5,000 on some shit that I ain't had nothing to do with. You know, I'm telling you.
They padlocked that. Misty 50s. Who else they hit? All in that one suite.
Yeah.
So I think deep nobody.
Yeah. So I when I did 28 years in prison, man, I didn't do it sitting around playing basketball and all that bullshit. I was in the law library, and I filed that motion myself.
That's the doctor.
You gotta tap it.
I filed that motion myself.
You filed the motion, didn't you?
Yeah. I filed that motion myself.
And boy, we have poured everything.
Don't worry about it.
Oh my God, I'm trying to make sure we looking good. Hey,
okay, how do I make it come up?
Well, you want to see the sound.
Did you put my phone on the Facebook?
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir. Is that stopper still in the door? I think somebody's coming in. But it's cool though, they can come in. I think Jones coming.
Why, you know Gail Bowman?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she told me she knew.
Yeah, y'all know Gail. You told me she used to be down at Michigan Works.
Right, my foundation, I think. No, my college.
Yeah, what's the Michigan Works down there?
Yeah.
How's she holding up?
She doing good. She
Yeah, bro. I wish I had another water in the car. Go get it. I drunk out that
Yeah,
motherfucker.
I'm good. I'm good. I am. Okay, what happened with my phone?
It's on charger. Hey, what's going on, yo? What's going on, you guys? You all right?
It's still cool.
Oh,
Okay, so.
I'm saying we down here at the building. I'll see you get something done. I said we in
Yeah, no, no, turn that mic off, man. Till we get started.
down here in the building. Mm-hmm.
Started.
Yeah.
Okay. Facebook. That's very rich.
Oh, we down here with Kevin. Kevin good. All right. Lord, City Plan. Not not recently. I gotta follow up with her. Yeah, well, she normally is in a partner with all our projects, but we can talk to her about that too. You said what now? Okay. Um, right.
We light it up like arson and sauce and sauce. We light it up like arson and sauce and sauce. Fli-City got some dogs in it, dogs in it, dogs. Fli-City come off authentic, authentic. We light it up like arson and sauce and sauce. We light it up like arson and sauce and sauce.
My city experiencing a transition from penny pinching, maximizing our dollars, multiply triple digits. I came a long way from baby jars in a project kitchen.
Peace and blessings, everyone. So we are live here in the Fli-City studios, trying to get some things squared away. Sitting here, we having a conversation, man. We just kind of really just building and just kind of discussing some of the activity taking place here in the city. Nevertheless, some of these business moves, entrepreneurship, a lot of different things that's kind of transpiring. trying to create these economic drivers, not only for us, but generation that come up after us, man. So we got the world renowned, Mr. Big himself, man, Mr. Kevin Wilson in the building, man. What's up, brother?
All right, Dwayne. All right. Yeah, yes, sir. All right.
Yeah, of course, we got the legendary brother Naeem Roberts over there holding it down. What's up, doing good, baby?
All right, we here.
That's right. So, man, we just in here, man, chopping up game, man, and definitely getting to it. We got brother Rodney in the building too, man. Big shout out to brother Rodney.
Appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
Right.
Real good soldier.
Soldier, right? Man, I'm day one, A1 to day one, man. I just gotta say myself, man, I definitely appreciate, man, having some real solid brothers, man, around in the mix in the city, because that's beginning more than now. We've been getting back on our dean as it relates to, moving this initiative forward with the Black Lives Matter movement, and we talking about a lot of issues that we're about to address and come down. So it feel good, man, to kind of build that synergy, man.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Meeting and discussing what's next, lighting fire and asses that need to be lit, right? And we're gonna keep it pushing, man. We ain't taking nothing for granted. And so while we out here living life, air in our lungs, we'll continue to keep pushing and moving forward. So, good brother, man. Why don't you introduce yourself, man, to the audience? Let them know, man, a little bit about yourself.
My name is Kevin Wilson. I'm born and raised here in Flint. Lived in Detroit a lot of years, but I'm born and raised here in Flint. I'm also a bail bondsman. I'm a state of Michigan bail bondsman. I run the Eastern District of Michigan. I'm legal in the Eastern District of Michigan. Yeah. I own businesses. I own several businesses in the city of Flint. I'm also the CEO of Twin Peaks 28 Inc., which is a nonprofit organization that provide housing for ex-felons and affordable housing for people. I do both. So there it is. I own a couple stores, party stores, beer and wine stores, convenience stores. I own a couple of them.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm a businessman first and a bail bondsman. So that's me.
Man, and just having those two entities in itself, man, is big. Right?
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people don't understand, man. Matter of fact, man, I got a couple brothers, man, that's locked down right now, man, and need services. We're gonna definitely get you connected to it because we don't have a lot of people that look like us in the industry.
Right.
And then when you got, like you said, you got the barbershop. That's a traditional black business.
Yeah, well, I forgot about the barbershop. I've been owning the barbershop about 7 years now. So Kevin's barbershop has been around 7 years, and they ain't going nowhere.
Got a whole block down.
Yeah, I got a whole block. Well, I do have a whole block, but I don't tell people that.
Richard K.
Yeah, so
What's up, boy?
So, Rick,
I'm just doing my thing. I'm a humble guy. I'm blessed, and I just try to be fair and good to everybody.
well, Mr. Wilson, one thing that we really, we're glad that you're here, and then we're going to really get down to some, what do you see as far as some of the hurdles, and then what is your vision for your ability to connect to our community to encourage others to take some of the leadership that you're engaged in, where we are building up from the ground up one another? So what are some areas that you are maybe mentoring some other people or trying to be someone in the community that's sharing information to empower others to do some of the similar things that you have been able to do?
Well, Mr. Roberts, it's a lot of hurdles that we as Black folks have to overcome. We have to overcome. It's a lot of people put roadblocks in front of you, and you just have to be humble enough to go around them.
Mm-hmm.
You have to,
Okay.
instead of starting an attack on them, you have to be humble enough to go around them. People are going to it's like crabs in a bucket, man. When they see you going up, they're gonna try to pull you down. You know, so that happened for black folks, and it also happened with white folks as well.
Mhm.
Me myself, I tend to not tell everybody everything. You know,
That's right.
not tell everybody everything because then nobody know that I own the whole block. I own a couple whole blocks.
Mhm.
I don't put that out there for everybody.
It was on something. That's right.
Yeah, I just did that. I did just do that. I just did that about a week ago. Because I had problems there. I had problems there at that place.
But listen, I want to stop right there and interject, man. I do understand, like, man, as a businessman, as an entrepreneur, as a black man, right? You don't want to just go out there and just attacking folks. But sometimes, man, necessarily it's like, other than just saying, like, you don't want to do that. Sometimes you just got to clear the air. You know what I'm saying? Keep
right.
You do have. I saw it too.
You do have to clear the air, man. I as far as trying to help someone here in the city of Flint to achieve what I've achieved, I put together a group called 10 Gentlemen. Okay, I put together a group called 10 Gentlemen. 10 Gentlemen is a mentor group that help ex-felons. And actually, it's not just ex-felons. I help people that might need help. You know, you have to humble yourself. You have to come down and say that you need help. You know, I did that. You know, I did that. I did 28 years in federal prison.
Right.
And when I come home from prison, I needed help.
Right.
You know, I needed help. I got me a job. Got me a job at Hurley Medical Center. You know, believe it or not, nobody thought that I could get a job at Hurley Medical Center because I was a felon. But I did get a job there. I worked that job. I love my job at Hurley Medical Center. Man, I love that job. I got up every morning at 5 o'clock in the morning, ready to go to work.
No, that's right.
Ready to go to work. I was not looking for handouts. You know, when I got my check, I saved my check. I met a woman that I fell in love with and married. Yeah, I fell in love with her and married her. And I was able to save money without spending a lot of money. You understand what I'm saying? So she wasn't the type of woman that demanded a lot because she had her own, you know. She wasn't in my pocket every time I turn around. so I was able to she had her own. So I was able to save money and I was able to buy a building, you know. I worked a lot of overtime. I worked my ass off, man. I formed a nonprofit organization, Twin Peaks 28 Inc. That's been around 7 years now. I've been home 8 years. That's been around 7 years. And I just invested in that. You know, buying transitional houses. I got a 5-bedroom house. I got 5 inmates in there, and I get $500 a month from each one of them. So imagine that. Then I got another house, 4-bedroom house. I got four inmates in there, and I get $500 a month from them. Then I got an apartment building. I got 8 apartments in there. I get $600 a month from them. So I was able to build. You know, so it ain't no secret. It ain't no secret. I was able to build, and that's what you have to do, man. You have to crawl before you can walk. And I'm the type of person that everybody that I deal with on a regular basis that works with me. I'm not gonna eat by myself. You know, I'm not gonna eat by myself.
You don't have to.
It was a thing where I was trying to get everybody an opportunity to eat. You know, and that didn't happen at the block that I owned. You know, so you know, unfortunately, that didn't happen. That didn't happen there. But I am the type of person that I'm not gonna eat alone. You know, I'm not gonna eat alone, man. I look out for those who look out for me.
Mhm.
Um,
Well, that's excellent. You know that you were able to share a little bit about the structure of some of your engagement as far as financially, because I think what's happening locally in our community, you know, so often you mentioned about the crabs in the barrel kind of concept, which is, you know, in my opinion, you know, that's kind of misnomer or nebulous because it's unnatural for crabs to be in the barrel, number one.
Mhm.
Number two, the whole purpose, and especially for when you know you gracing this program, is that we really are working to someone out there may hear you speaking
Mhm.
and then touch them.
Right.
Because one thing that we have to wrap our minds around is what can we do? You know, stop asking someone else because you have some of the players in our city that are denying opportunities for funding. When you think about the SBA, the different community foundations, or a lot of different places, when it comes to finances or seed money, which many people need seed money. And speak a little bit on that.
Let me stop you right there. SBA has been good to me.
Okay.
SBA, Mr. Harry Beckler, that is my go-to guy. That is my right-hand man.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't be where I am today if it wasn't for Harry, to be truthful. He's been my mentor. As far as getting money, the city of Flint, I wasted 2 years waiting on ARPA funds. 2 years of my life waiting on ARPA funds from the city of Flint. They can't. I go to the city council meetings and I just wait and listen, and they can't see past go.
Mm-hmm.
So you might as well forget getting any money there. I'm not gonna sit around and wait 2 more years for them to decide to bring my case up to argue. To argue among one another whether they want to give me $500,000 or not.
I got you.
Because I'm asking for money. I ain't asking for no $50,000. I'm not asking for no $100,000. I'm asking for $500,000 because I feel like I'm worth that.
Okay.
You know, I spent on the corner of Pasadena and Saginaw Street, across the street from Burston. I spent a good $50,000 on that project myself. You know, buying the building, knocking the building down, buying the building next door to it, and remodeling it. I got $50,000 tied up in it. So I'm not gonna ask you for $50,000. You the city of Flint. Y'all got ARPA funds. You got $100 million. I'm asking for $500,000.
94 million.
94 million, but it's a lot of money, and 500,000 ain't nothing. But I saw them arguing over 50,000 just yesterday.
But they don't know even then. We don't even know what the balance is right now. I think that's something needs to be like a forensic audit on how much dollars that was spent, who received funds. That stuff, none of that information is clear.
Yeah.
So while you asking for half a million, which is a good ask, we gotta get out the habit of asking for peanuts. I respect that.
No, don't ask for peanuts, man. Don't shortchange yourself because they're gonna laugh at you if you shortchange yourself. You know,
you had a plan,
I had a plan.
Okay.
I had a plan. I have a plan. I paid for an architect. I paid for the zoning to get it zoned. Cost me $2,000 to get it zoned. I spent money on that corner. You know, and I'm not mad about it. You know, the mayor's office. I
think folks is mad about it though.
I
think we ought to, because that money is for us.
Exactly.
And that's why I was going to reiterate those dollars for us.
Right.
About economic development, talking about the planet and the area on the north side of Flint. That money should have been allocated to that project.
You know, sitting up watching the city council meeting last night, I come to the conclusion that the mayor is putting whatever he want to put up in front of them and just sitting back watching them swabble over it. You know, $50,000 over a park. The park wasn't even supposed to be the money, the $50,000. They wasn't even supposed to be there in front of the committee. They had never went through Erskine and Young, where everybody else had to go through Erskine and Young, the law firm that the mayor gave him $1 million to show him how to spend the ARPA funds. You know, they hadn't even went through them people yet. You know, had the compliance form. So they had never been through them people. He just, I mean, it's crazy, man. They sitting up arguing back and forth. And I mean, they pick and choose who they want to get this ARPA money. And I just don't feel like I'm gonna be that lucky enough to get any ARPA funds.
And even then, too, man, to be honest with you, man, we need to stop even putting our eggs in one bucket. Like, yeah, even though those dollars is down there, we know with this current administration, we're not gonna get the support. Like brothers, like, you know, if you ain't playing ball with them, you ain't getting support.
Yeah.
And brothers who stand strong on principle don't necessarily play ball. So, but we need to look outside the resource. We need to look outside the city sometimes to bring up resources.
Well, that is one thing I did. I let that building sit for the last 2 years, and well, I'll tell you an example. I got a building up there on another building on Saginaw Street. I just asked Ruth Mott, you know, Ruth Mott Foundation and the Mott Foundation. I just asked them for $1 million to build a apartment building on that corner. They denied me. When they denied me, I immediately got on the phone to Happy Dumpster. The dumpster company. Told them drop a dumpster off in front of this building Friday. And I have a crew out there fixing that building up, because I'm not gonna sit around and y'all ain't gonna waste 2 more years of my fucking life, you know. Telling me and feed me some garbage.
Right.
You know, I'm not gonna do that. I'm the type of person, I'm gonna ask you. And if you don't do it, I'm gonna do it.
That's right. I respect that.
I'm gonna do it. So that is what's going on. I'm gonna do it.
And it's amazing that you mentioned that. You know, I'm gonna circle back, because when I mentioned the SBA, and although you've had a good experience, others haven't. And then when you mentioned about, you know, a compliance agency, which is, that's supposed to be the city manager's responsibility, as far as making sure that, as opposed to that $1 million going to another company, that should have been done in-house, number one. Number two, it seems like the DDA, Uptown Development, Wade Trim, those kind of people never have any problems getting the money that they need. Just like what you're saying, the thing that you've been trying to do, which is would impact our community significantly, but there's other agencies or other entities that are able to get any amount of money that they want. You know, and again, when we point those things out, one thing that we're trying to do as a group, and one reason why we having you here, Mr. Wilson, is because we want to be fair and balanced. We don't want to lie on nobody or nothing. We want to just deal with facts and truth, because what we're trying to do is repair, restore, and rebuild our community, one block at a time, one house at a time, one person at a time.
You know, I can recall being at a city council meeting about 4 years ago, and I was trying to get $100,000 for a project, and Uptown Development was trying to get 10 million. And I said, man, they was trying to get 10 million for the Capitol Theater. There was money for the Capitol Theater. They got their money for the Capitol Theater.
They got 35 million.
35. No, they got some crazy numbers up there. And I'm sitting there with my little 100,000. You know? And these people asking for 30-something million for Capitol Theater, you know? And you know, I understand exactly what you're saying, man.
So who used to be head of Uptown Development?
I don't know who's the head of Uptown Development.
Who used to be a head of it?
Well, I don't know.
Ridgeway White.
Ridgeway White, okay. Okay, well, I don't know Ridgeway White. I know of him. I don't know him. I don't know him. This was a little old skinny woman, a little lawyer, looked like she just got out of law school, that was arguing to the city council for that $30 million, you know.
But the reason why I'm bringing that up, because I want want you guys to always remember, and that's why I'm a stickler about history. You know, the whole purpose of understanding history is that you understand today and then you plan for tomorrow. And so when you understand the players and what's going on, that Capitol Theater, how does it really impact the wider community of our community and the needs that we need to be met? You follow what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because those kind of dollars could be up on the north side. Again, having firm and honest plans that you can vet to say this is going to impact these people, help these people get out of poverty, and moving our community forward for a tax base. Those are the things that we should be really working towards, like you say, from the mayor's office, the council's position, as opposed to a Capitol Theater. It's not really used by the citizens in the community. I mean, it's just almost like, you know, a castle, and you can go down and pass by it and, oh, look at this castle, you know, and a lot of times we can't even rent it or participate in the Capitol Theater if you're not meeting certain criteria.
You're absolutely right. You know, you speak about the north side of Flint. I went to a meeting at Burston Fieldhouse that Ruth Mott did about 6 years ago. About 6 years ago. And they was asking the public to give their input as far as the north side of Flint. What do you want most? And I sit there for days with them people, man. And we wanted economic development. We wanted
that's all a part of the process.
Yeah, ex offenders to work along, to do different projects, to help rebuild a community. And for the last 6 years, I have been putting grant proposals in front of the Mott Foundation, Ruth Mott Foundation, and they've denied every last one of them. The north side still look the same, ain't changed not one bit. The only thing that's good about the north side is they did knock down a few buildings. They did demolition a few buildings. But the north side still look the same. Now they say they're going from Carpenter Road from downtown to Carpenter Road. They wasn't going out and Beecher. Now I own a lot of property on the north side. You know, so I've been looking for this great white hope, you know, to come through and save us, but it ain't happened. And I don't think it's gonna happen.
That's the problem right there. We waiting on the great white hope. Just waiting on hope. Man, that's the thing coming.
I waited for 2 years, man. I waited for 2-3 years, you know, with the city. So, you know, no.
Well, this is, you know, that again, when you think about that concept of waiting, and I think, you know, one thing that we can celebrate, which you've had done, is aside from all of that you have been denied, you still built. You still made things happen. You still employed people. You've worked with returning citizens to give them a sense of hope, a sense of value. To me, that's more than any number amount of money that you can put, as far as a lot of times have we think. Now, I understand the money is value. I'm not denying that, but some of the things that you're doing, Mr. Wilson, is really building lives. And I think you can't put a price on building lives. So we really thank you for doing that. Right. Despite being turned down by the stakeholders.
I appreciate it. I do. I know I help people. I probably got about 15 or 20 ex-offenders in my properties now. You know, so I know I help people. I give them affordable housing. I just get upset and get mad when I see the struggle. I see how hard it is to get someone else to see. They see. They see, but they I don't know. They see, but they just have different agendas. There you go. Like different agendas. They don't want to know. They talk about. I'm like, put your money where your mouth at.
Right.
Y'all, you telling me what you want to do, and I hear you say this, but you ain't doing it.
They could talk no more.
Good talk, no walk.
Mm-hmm.
And don't plan on doing it either.
Mm-hmm.
No.
And we have to be mindful of that, you know, as opposed to how you strategize, as you said earlier, about your strategy and some things that you've done. What we have to work towards is celebrating one another,
Mhm.
and then not giving up. You know, I think that it's something to us because when you look at our ancestry, we never give up. Think about a person, if you can remember your parents or grandparents. I don't know if in some story they told you, but you know, you come from people that work from sun up to sundown.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? You think about that. You know, a lot of times we don't really put that into context about what people were forced to do. And now what you're able to do and able to bless and able to move and maneuver in certain different ways, don't give up going at those stakeholders. And again, you have a relationship with the SBA, and a lot of times those relationships, no other relationship, no other relationship, and no other relationship. Because a lot of times the stakeholders talk to one another.
Right.
You know, a lot of times they maneuver with one another out on the golf course or what have you. And those are some inroads that I want you to always keep in mind. Sometimes we get fixated on, you know, on the lack or the disappointment or the not having access, as opposed to really celebrating what we can do together. You know, so again, want to thank you and want to just lift you up in anything that we can do to help, you know, in any way. You know, you definitely have us as part of your team, you know.
I appreciate that.
Mm-hmm.
I appreciate that. So we, I appreciate that.
Now, you know, you said earlier about the mentoring program that you engage in. So what is, if you was to share with the audience, what would you share with the audience is the core message that you would like to share with the audience before you leave concerning the mentoring program and the impact that you're looking forward to have?
Mentoring program, 10 gentlemen's mentoring group. 10 gentlemen. Once an inmate go through the program, they come to orientation, which they go through me, and I will ask them to set a goal, a realistic goal, and ask that person to you know, every weekly check in with that person to make sure that person watch that person and coach that person and to reaching that realistic goal. Okay, and finding out their needs. They need some of them need dressing, some of them need mental health, mental counseling, some of them need everyday living skills, you know, to know what to do at their time. Some of them need job coaching, applications, how to fill out an application. A lot of people tell you what you can't do. People told me that I couldn't be a bail bondsman because I had been in jail 28 years. I'm a bail bondsman. So you can't tell me what you can't do. A lot of people told me that I would never get liquor license because I'm an ex-felon. I went in front of the liquor control commission and I got liquor license. Okay.
And you know, there's only a certain amount of liquor license that go up to each community.
Right.
So,
I know that.
So to be able to come home and do 28 years and go in front of the board and get one, that's right.
Okay, so
not a beer and wine. Look,
I got beer and wine. Is liquor. It's a form of liquor.
oh, okay,
It's
okay,
a form of
okay,
liquor.
okay.
Okay, and I can get beer. I can get liquor license for the bar.
Okay.
But I have to get zoning first. The zoning stopped me from getting the liquor license. I went in front of the liquor control people for liquor license. Okay, and I was approved. Okay, I was approved. But you're right. It's only so many liquor licenses they're approved for the city of Genesee County. Liquor license, a lot of people don't know. Liquor license don't cost number $300. $300.
Oh, you talking about a liquor license?
Liquor license don't cost number $300, man. So the Arabs and the ignorant black folks lying to you, telling you that they cost $100,000. They don't cost number $300. All you have to do is call the liquor control people and ask them. how much liquor license costs.
That's right.
You cannot listen to people, man. A lot of people just be talking and don't know what the hell they be talking about.
Come on now.
Talking out the side of their neck, just trying to be heard.
Yeah.
When I come home, they
Dang.
told me liquor license was $100,000. $100,000. One boy up here on Richfield Road, a black guy, tried to sell me his liquor license. It's $250,000. Okay, so liquor license costs $300. All you got to do is call the liquor control people, man. You know how much I paid for my beer and wine license? Probably $350. And that was with the attorney fee and everything.
Wow.
That's with the attorney fee and everything. So don't listen to people when they tell you that, man. You have to check into it for yourself. And as far as 10 gentlemen, when a person go through the 10 gentlemen program, they're gonna be gentlemen at the end of the program. At the end of the program, you're gonna see a change in them, man. You're gonna see a change in them. I'm not dealing with them. You know, so
I respect that, man. That's, you know, we all are part of the 10 gentlemen. I think
right.
we are.
We had a good conversation,
Yep.
man. And it's just real solid brothers, man, that's getting together, man. That's really trying to make a change for not only themselves, but other brothers coming home, and not just coming home, but our young people in these communities. And I think that's a beautiful thing, man, you know, because it's a lot of wisdom in this room right now. And then to be shared and passed down to be able to help folks, man, get in position to be entrepreneurs, right? To be able to, you know, provide for their family, right? That's big, and I think that's what we own. We deserve that. We be responsible for that.
Exactly.
So I'm just thankful to even, you know, definitely be a part of the team on that.
Me too. Yeah.
Because not only we talking about, you know, the other thing we talking about trucking. Right? It's a lot of money in transportation.
A lot of money in
A
transportation.
lot of money.
We don't take advantage of it. Well, a lot of brothers are taking advantage now. They really are getting trained, but if we can get our own dispatch, our own routes, our own trucks.
You know, not to stop you there, but I have a brother. My brother did 20 years with me in federal prison. He came out. He got a job working for the U.S. Postal Service, driving a semi cross country. A lot of people feel like when you go to prison, you can't get them type of jobs. You can get them type of jobs. He got a pay raise. He worked for Walmart, driving cross country for Walmart. You can do that with a fella, man. You can do that. And I took ex-offenders and sent them down to Michigan Works to their truck driving program. They graduated from that truck driving program. They come back to me and they got jobs driving trucks, man. You know, them jobs are available. People open their doors to ex-offenders, man. They do. If you got sense and you talk like you want to work,
Apply yourself.
You know, you're not gaming everybody. They're gonna open their doors for you, man. You can do that. I've helped a lot of people, man.
Right.
You know, and I you know, and so I'm one that you can get it real from me. I'm gonna tell you the real. I ain't gonna sit there and tell you something that I don't know and ain't never seen before.
I think when you mentioned that, I think what happens, and one thing that has happened for years, man, as far as there's never been a real honest relationship with returning citizens, dealing with the parole office, dealing with, you know, local government, because as you just said, if those things are not in place, most guys and women, men and women, come back home to their environments. If the environment is not healthy and they don't have an outlet that is going to direct them in a positive way, they succumb, first of all, mentally, what they're dealing with mentally. Because as you said earlier, a lot of returning citizens, most of them need some kind of therapy. Number one, that's the foundation. Number two, even when you think about information and resources, again, helping to build that confidence, because so many people are told this and told that, as you said with the liquor license. People are given misinformation. And a lot of times, a lot of misinformation come from the parole officer, because their position is penalty, penalty, penalty. If you late, if you this, if you that, as opposed to working with the individual to share them this is a solid program. Get in this program, as you said, with trucking or heating and cooling, electrical, making sure you go to a Teamster or some other program that's going to provide some basic coding, going back to school. You know, a lot of times, because I too went through part of that system. And if it wasn't for, you know, some other alternative information that I was given, it would have been easy for me to go on a different route. You follow what I'm saying? Because you don't have that circle of support. It's going to take you on another level. So that's one thing that we're going to be working to do. And that circle of support and staying with the person for 3 to 5 years is also going to be critical. You can't just think a person can just come home, you drop them back into, you're going to drop them back into the mess they come from and say, figure it out.
Well, let me tell you something, and
I like the idea of walking with a person 3 to 5 years.
Oh, that's a month.
then I'm gonna get ready to run. I had a support system when I come home. I had a support system. I tell you a story. I went to the Broom Center. And it was during the water crisis.
That's not water.
Passing out water. Okay, I set up with these state troopers. You know, remember the time they was giving the state fire departments, they had the water pickups at the fire department. And I set up with these state troopers. They was part of it as well. I wanted to drive a truck. I wanted to wanted to get my CDL license from Michigan Works and drive a truck. Michigan Works had been complaining to me, telling me to come up to the Broom Center. So I got a phone call one night from a state trooper. Told me, Mr. Wilson, you know, you might as well not even show up, man. You can't drive a truck. You're a felon, you know. So I said, man, you serious, man? Damn, some state trooper, a state trooper just out the blue. Called me and told me that don't even show up. You know, we wasn't accepting ex-felon. And so I went up to the Broom Center and I told the woman, Donna Sheen. I told Donna, I said, Donna, why do you keep telling me to come up here? State trooper called me yesterday and told me not to even show up because I'm an ex-felon. I can't get a CDL license. She said, Kevin, what are you talking about? Did you get this? Did you get his name? I said, no. I said, I think his name, I'm thinking his name was Ware, State Trooper Ware. Okay, but then she said, did you get his name? And I said, no. She said, Kevin, that's all we do is hire ex-felons. She said, yeah, you can get a CDL license. I'm gonna make sure you get them. I'm gonna open the door for you, and you go in there and get your damn CDL license instead of listening to somebody calling you, telling you what you can't do. And I say that to say it's a lot of misinformation, like you said. Intentional misinformation. A lot of people don't want to see you succeed.
No, sir.
And I'm one that I give it to them real because I'm 62 years old, man. I've been there. I've lived in Flint. I lived in Detroit. I have been there. I've been all over the fucking country, the United States, from Los Angeles to Chicago. Like you travel a lot. I traveled like that back in the 80s, you know. So I've been there and done that. And so I
never let nobody tell you can't do.
Don't let nobody tell you what you can't do because you can do it. I'm writing a book, so when my book come out, I'm on. That's right. My wife told me I should have wrote the book a long time ago. No, I'm writing a book.
Hey, can I say this though, man? They didn't have that trucking program. I implemented that trucking program at the Broom Center. They denied me, man. I kept fighting. It's a real true story. And they sent me to the first. They implemented because who was running it then?
It's the county jail right here.
But anywho, let me talk, bro. Let me talk, man. Anyhow, they sent me to a trucking school way out there in Freeland, Michigan, man. I was the only black guy. Sent me out in the country, man. Everybody was scared to go out there. And they made me sleep there, and they like I was in the penitentiary or something. had my little room and quarters,
Okay.
and I got my CDLs. But
Look at that.
yeah,
Mhm.
but the thing about it is, man, I ain't really good on camera and all that. And I just like to see my brothers succeed. I don't need a lot.
Yeah.
I don't need a lot, man. I ain't gonna ask for a lot. And I believe in doing for myself and, building up my own. But like I said, I don't need a lot, man, but I believe in my black brother. I stand to him. So I just ain't good on the camera and all that. I ain't no good speaker and all that. I can show you better. I can walk better now. Speak. I'm
Yeah.
gonna get back to y'all.
No,
Yeah.
that's good.
Yeah.
We need that, and I think what he just said again, when you think about that has been for 500 years in this country, when you think about the law enforcement, the whole essence of law enforcement was to protect property, and we were property. And so when the state police called him like he did, that's that same mentality. Again, to make sure, because what it does is it keeps them employed. See, you got to look at the bigger picture, and that's something that we don't do. A lot of times we fold in on ourselves, and we be so angry and jealous about one another, don't realize that there are other outside entities. Like you just said, they sent you to Freeman. You didn't give up. I think at the time that was either was that
Tri-City Truckers.
no, who was running the Broom Center then was either Mr. The brother Montine Cleve's dad, or
He was part of
he was on the board there along with Mr. Copeland.
Okay,
Mr. Copeland, Miss Gail Bowman was up there. Her mother was up there. They had a reading after school program up there. They had it really going on up there at that time. You know what I mean? But it's those things that we have to be mindful, and I always go back to history, because history is our guiding light. It is our foundation. And one thing that we need to do is get back to doing some things, as you just said, about writing your book, your memoirs. Even though your wife said you should have done it, I think the progression of you being home and going through some things, your book is going to be so much better. And it's going to be so much beneficial to so many other people around the world.
I agree with that.
So really proud of you, Mr. Wilson. We thank you, and maybe in the future you give us a little bit more of your time to continue sharing your progress and some things that you're doing.
Absolutely.
So thank you so much.
I know
Appreciate
you got a store to run, ladies and gentlemen, man. And
He's the businessman.
Folks got to get those lottery tickets in. So
Gotta get them married to you. You want them right now.
So before he go, we gotta get him. Since he entrepreneur, we got a holiday Christmas program going on. We need you to donate to.
Come on.
Donate to.
Come on.
And we got a fishing ship program. We need you to be a gold or silver or platinum sponsor every year.
Right. Now,
Thank you
listen,
so much,
Ryan here, big kid. We put our money where our mouth is. We try to big step everywhere we can. And we ain't talking about. The thing is, we like to circulate, around us, right? We can just throw some nickels and a couple dimes in the pot together, man. We can turn over.
Okay, well, I'm at 1702 DuPont Street, so when that time comes, just stop by there and get the donation. I be there a lot, so that's why I'm at.
Man, listen, we big y'all. You got a lot of support that was down there, just kind of chiming in on stuff. So. We definitely appreciate everybody. Make sure you tune in to Fli-City Blackout, like, share, subscribe to the channel. Man, we be having real conversations, bringing in real brothers like these gentlemen in the room today, man. And, instead of always talking about the problems and harping on problems, man, we talk about real solutions. So we thank you again, man. Good brother.
Thank you.
And we're going to continue to keep getting rolling our information about the 10 gentlemen. We're going to continue to keep rolling information about BLM, the holiday drive, the advocacy. We got a few council folks to get on their head, right? We got some activity that we got coming out the house.
Right.
And then, of course, we got the fishing trip that we talk about building relationships between fathers and sons. That's huge, right?
And our block, when again, we got to always talk about our block to block, door to door.
Yeah.
We got to really emphasize that, the Juneteenth. We want to, sometimes people talk about what we haven't done, and they always want to go into stigmas and all that. All that is to set us up against one another. You know, a lot of times, guys, we got to really work on it. If somebody is bringing you some mess, say, no, I don't want to hear that. If it's not going to be life-giving and help for you to breathe and for you to feel good about yourself, don't engage in gossip. Don't engage in pulling a sister down or a brother down or a program down. They say they want to say something about a program. You ask them, have you volunteered?
Come on now.
Have you went by Brother Kevin Wilson's store and patronized him? You know, real talk, man. This is what we're talking about, our community.
Yeah.
You know, we need to start focusing on how we can build one another, not going to landmark of Mr. B's or Mike. We need to pour into. They just had a soft opening with the grocery store on Cloud Road. We need to start thinking about how do we celebrate one another. That's so important.
It's county jail.
Yeah, so look, listen, and brother is right, man. Instead of crying about what somebody ain't done or what you feel they ain't doing, ask yourself, what are you doing? I know I've been on fire all week about, and I had to even look at myself. I've been on fire all week firing at folks, man, just talking about a bunch of stuff that saying what we doing as a group, as a collective, as a person, as an individual. Look in the mirror. Ask yourself.
Come on.
I'm super comfortable with the body of work that's been put over the last decade, man. And I ain't slowing down, even though we may take a break for a couple months.
We back.
You did more than you
on.
never imagined, right?
Come on.
Don't slow down. You know, when you travel around the world, you're able to see Flint. You're able to see when you come home. You just be more in tune than anybody else around you. You done seen stuff, and you just it helps.
That's right.
You know, some people they ain't never left Flint. How they gonna tell you something? They ain't never left Flint.
Right. No, real talk, man. You ain't lying, man. So, don't get sidetracked. Don't even get engaged with all that nonsense. But definitely, don't take no disrespect.
Okay.
But continue to keep, showing them by action.
Okay.
And I definitely want to, before we close out, I definitely want to make sure that I always want to keep you guys updated with my cancer, what's going on, and our community health-wise. I want to be transparent. Even though I'm sitting here with a diaper on, I really want to encourage our men at 50 years old to be getting checked. It's so important that you do this check as early as possible when you're 50 years old. All of you guys, please, if you got loved ones, your uncles, your brothers, your granddad, your fathers, I'm asking you sisters, your mothers, your grandmothers, encourage your men to be checked, because a lot of times we have things going on and we won't go to the doctor. We will not go to the doctor, guys. And so I'm using what's going on with me to be very transparent to encourage others. And I want to be bold when I'm sharing what's going on with my health. Sometimes this morning it was a struggle for me, but I'm here because I'm 10 toes down, and whatever time God or Allah has left for me, I want to use my life in the servants of others and be a conduit for change. And so today, my health is getting back. I'm slowly trying to get back. Got some issues, but I'm slowly getting back. And we always want to make sure that our community is working together to make sure you guys are getting checked for cancer, for colonoscopies. Please get your heart checked, guys. Get your mental checked, please. And then before we leave, we want to challenge everybody to speak to somebody tomorrow that you don't know. Smile at them or hug somebody.
Okay, fellas.
You still looking like a king, Brother Ralph.
Thank you.
We appreciate it, man. We appreciate the time, man. That was definitely some good wisdom shared. So we'll be right back at you next week. We can get back to it. Tune in to Fli-City Blackout, man. Peace.